Good morning, class 11 bio students. Today I will teach the morphology of flower. Morphology, that means the structure about the flower. Not, it is anatomy. Anatomy means internal structure. Today I will teach the morphology means external structure of the flower, or types of flower also will be included. So children, this is a very common flower. It is hibiscus flower. Understood? So now, first we start about the flower. What is flower? Flower is a condensed shoot. Condensed means compressed, becomes very short, and shoot means stem. So flower is also called as condensed shoot, because as a shoot have nodes, internodes, and some buds from where nodes and internodes will arise. Same pattern, flower also have some whorls. These whorls are considered as node. So that's why the name is given. Flower is the condensed shoot. Now, here are the types of flower. Types of flower: complete or incomplete. As a family will be known as complete family, that means along with the parents there should be both type of children, male and female. Then the family will be called as complete family. Not with the single child or with the any more number will be given for male or female. Then it will be incomplete. Like that, flower also is complete. That means all the four whorls should be present. See, pedicel, calyx, corolla. This is the yellow one, androecium, and inside that there is ovary, which is stigma, shown by the stigma. This is gynoecium. So this flower is a complete flower. Then incomplete. So children, you can understand, out of these whorls, if any whorl is absent, then it is said to be incomplete. So like that, papaya flower. Papaya flower, it may be male or may be female. So papaya flowers are always incomplete. Then next point, perfect and imperfect. See, your work is very perfect. That means everything you did serially, properly, and very neat and clean writing, with the very neat and clean writing, and everything is in correct proportion. So that work will be the perfect work. Here flower is also perfect and imperfect. If the flower have all the parts, yet suppose all the parts are there, but according to the parts, if suppose no part is functioning, it means it is incomplete. So that's why it is said to be imperfect. And if all the parts of the flowers are completely working, and they are known as perfect flower. Then bract and ebracteate. Bract, here it is broken. If the bract is present near to pedicel, then the flower will be termed as bracteate. If there will be no, or there will be absence of bracts, then it will be ebracteate. So this is the bract and ebracteate. Now children, flowers according to the position of, just now I will take out the parts, then you can see. according to the position of ovary. Flowers are of three types. See, gynoecium is the name or term used for the female part. So, the first name is given here, hypogynous. This is hypogynous. This one. Children, you know the meaning of hypo. Hypo means lower to it. So, hypogynous, it means other parts of the flowers are present below to the ovary. Then it will be termed as hypogynous. Next to it, epigynous. Epi means above. So, ovary is here and all the floral whorls are present above the ovary. Then it is said to be epigynous. These are the petals, these are the stamens, this is the ovary and this is the stigma. So, in epigynous, all the floral parts are above the ovary, and in hypogynous, all the parts are below the ovary. Third name is perigynous. Children, you know the meaning of periphery. So, perigynous, in case of perigynous flower, ovary is situated on the thalamus and according to the periphery or other whorls are arranged towards the periphery of that thalamus. So, the flower is termed as perigynous. Now, children, I am showing the parts of this flower. This is the pedicel. These are the epicalyx. See, small one, these are the epicalyx. Then green part where the or due to which blood remains close inside the calyx or inside the green part, that green part is termed as calyx. Now children, red colored, this is petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the petals, that is corolla. Combination of sepal is termed as calyx and combination of petals is termed as corolla. Now children, inside that corolla you can see the pink tube. That pink tube altogether, or you can say pink tube forms by the combination of the filaments of all anther and they form a staminal tube. Now children, when you will do it by yourself, then you can see inside that pink tube there is white tube. It will be known as stigma. See children, you can see in that video, you can see the white colored tube is there inside the pink tube. This is the stigma. So stigma, ovary, and this is the style, and just above on the top of it there is the stigma. Stigma is divided into 5 parts or 5 lobes. You can see red colored lobes are there. These yellow colored rounded bodies are known as anther. So you can imagine about this flower. This flower is complete because all the whorls are present. Male, female both are present. They can do their proper work. So it is very perfect flower. Now if I will snatch all these petals, see all the petals, it is I have taken out and then it is ovary, white one. This ovary, now you can see this is the thalamus and on the thalamus there is epicalyx, calyx, and all that petals were there. So this is the perigynous type of flower, because all they are present on the same periphery. Okay children, now I will discuss about the symmetry. When any rounded, or suppose you can take a ball, if you will cut by any plane, then this ball will get, or we will get from that ball, we will get two equal halves. At that time, when a flower can be cut by any plane and we will get the two equal halves, then the name is given actinomorphic. Sign of the actinomorphic is like that. One cross and surrounding to it there will be one circle. Now the term is known as actinomorphic. Just I shown you that China rose, it is actinomorphic flower. Flower of brassica, that means mustard, it is also actinomorphic flower. Now those flowers are not divisible by any plane into two equal halves, and they are divisible by only one plane. It does not mean that it should be longitudinal. So that flower can be divided by only one plane, then only we can get two halves, otherwise we can't get. For example children, you can suppose you can take your own body. If it can be divided from the head, then body can be divided into two equal halves. But from any other plane, if the body will be divided, then two equal halves we will not get. Like that. Some flowers are also which are divisible by only one plane to get the two equal halves. They are known as zygomorphic. Sign of the zygomorphic is just like percentage. Clear children? Now asymmetry. Asymmetry means where there will be no symmetry. Some flowers are there where there is no symmetry, neither actinomorphic, they are not neither actinomorphic nor zygomorphic, so they are termed as asymmetry. You have not seen that flower, but I am giving you that example of another one. Just suppose amoeba have asymmetrical body. There will be no symmetry. Just like that, there are some flowers also, they have no symmetry at all. Now children, number of floral members. First of all, you think about the floral members. How many are there? One is calyx. Singular number of calyx is sepal. Then corolla. Singular number is petal. Then endoecium. Single structure for endoecium is stamen. And gynoecium, it is carpel. Okay children. Now if the parts are present there, so they are present in various shapes and sizes. Then calyx, just now I have shown you this figure, this flower, all the calyx are joined. When the calyx are joined, they are known as gemosepalous, and if they are free, then they are called as Polysepalous. Same word here we will use for petal. See children, here petals are free. So petals will be polypetalous. And if the petals are joined, just like in those flowers, suppose bell-shaped structure, their petals are joined up to some extent, then they are known as gamopetalous. So words should be the same, gamo and poly, but if it is sepal, then it is, or if it is calyx, then gamosepalous, and if it is petal, then gamopetalous. And if they are free, then polysepalous, and if they are free, then it is polypetalous. Now children, endoecium. Male part of the endoecium, just I have shown here that yellow knobs, this is the, and there is pink stalk-like area, so this is the filament. One stamen have this is the filament and this is the anther. So one stamen having two parts, anther and filament, and where they joined this region, this is known as neck. So one, and in case of this hibiscus flower, they form the staminal tube, this one, pink one. But other flowers do not have. So endoecium, all the male parts collectively called as endoecium. One part is known as stamen, or stamen is having three parts, filament, neck and anther. Anther lobes are mostly yellow in color, and anther lobes have pollen grains. These are known as male gamete. Now gynoecium. Collectively it is called as gynoecium. Single name of it is carpel. So children, this is the part of carpel. So it is ovary, this is style, and this is stigma. These are the three parts for a carpel, and this is the thalamus. According to this, if suppose when I already shown here, see children, this is the white part is ovary, this white tube is style, and this is the stigma, which is divided into 5 parts, you can see here. But all the stigma or all the flowers have no divided stigma, maybe single also, maybe double also, maybe 4, maybe 5, any number. So these are the parts of the flower. Now children, I want to show you one more flower. This is, I think all of you know the name of this flower, daffodil. This flower you can see, lower portion it is green color, just like the calyx, and the same part when goes upper part, then it turns into yellow color, and this changes into petal, like that, see. So one name is also given here, this is, yet in this flower it can identify calyx is green, petal is yellow. In some flowers, petals and sepals, these are not properly identified. Okay, and this flower is, this portion is known as tepal. One portion of it is known as tepal, and when there are some cohesion of it, or suppose when they are joined with each other, at that time they are not properly identified from each other. At that time they are known as, single is tepal and collectively known as perianth. And most of the flowers do not have perianth. So these are the parts of the flower, and type of ovary is over, epigynous, hypogynous, perigynous. Then anther, stigma, male part and female part. Now children, symmetry is over. Now number of floral members. Now I will discuss about the number of floral members. Floral members means all the floral parts. These are arranged in which manner? So if they are arranged in twos, that means with the number of 2, or all the floral parts are present in the multiple of 2, then they are known as dimerous flower. This is the example. Papaver. Papaver is the example of dimerous flower. Then trimerous flower. Tri means 3. If suppose parts of the flowers are present either in 3s or present in the number of or the multiple of 3, then they are known as trimerous flower. Example is onion. Onion is also there, and some other flowers are also, those who have that garlic, they have parts of the flower 3 in number. Then tetra, as children you know, tetra means 4. So floral parts are present in 4s, or 4s means like that, 4 apostrophe s, 4s, FRC, not FRC. Floral parts are present in 4s or present in the multiple of 4. Just for example is the flower of mustard or Brassica campestris. Then pentamerous. Pentamerous flower, just I have shown you here. The flowers have 5 petals, stigma have 5, androecium is infinite, never, it is not included in the numbering, it is infinite. Petals are 5, epicalyx are 5 to 7, calyx are also 5. So this flower is pentamerous, that is hibiscus. So now according to number of floral membrane, the flowers have different names: dimerous, trimerous, tetramerous, pentamerous. Now children, arrangement of flowers. Arrangement of flowers according to their situation or position, it is called as estivation. So children, before estivation, I want to tell you about the length of the stamen, as I was telling about the floral parts. So there are some another type of quality or another quality of the stamens by which their names are also again changed. If the Androecium have, that means stamens have two bilobed anther, then the stamens are known as dithecous. And if they have single lobe, then it is known as monothecous. As children, in hibiscus it is monothecous. And dithecous present in the citrus fruit. Their lobes are 2 in number. Then you can see dithecous lobes in that flower which is burning. Okay, children, I will tell. Citrus fruit, that means lemon fruits, you can see. Lemon fruits you had seen, and bilobed anther you can see in the gold mohur also. Forest fire, which is called as. It is also having dithecous lobe. So children, for today it is over. Thank you.